All right. Once again, thank you for joining us today for our Matchday -1 press conferences. We are very pleased to be joined by Washington Spirit head coach Jonatan Gira ldez, and we are going to go ahead and open straight up to questions. Once again, we will start in the room. If you are on the Zoom, just use the raise your hand feature, and we will get you called on. So, questions in the room. Right up here first. And again, if you could just introduce yourself and your outlet.
Jason Anderson, Pro Soccer Wire USA Today. Jonah, good to see you. Wanted to first start off by asking, this is obviously an unusual week compared to a normal training rhythm and everything. You have a lot of young players that have maybe not experienced a match of this magnitude before. How are they handling it? How do you see them dealing with everything other than just the soccer side?
Hello everyone, morning. First of all, enjoying, because soccer is about enjoy of these moments. Everything what we were doing from the beginning of the preseason until today, we had to be proud of that. So we don't have to increase the level of intensity in terms of my speech and also in terms of preparation. We have to enjoy, have good vibes, have good training as we have today, and understand that all the growth that all the players were carrying out during the season, if they qualify as a second, it's because they deserve it. They were the second best team in the regular season. By the way, they are today here. Also because in playoff we played better than BFC and also against Gotham. By the way, we are here. So we have reasons to understand that we have good players too, young players I know, but the experience that they earn during the season is enough to compete an important game as tomorrow. So if they feel nervous, that's normal. It's part of the process. It's part of the growth. It's part of you need to, because if you don't feel that, maybe you don't like so much that. So all the players are feeling that, but in the right direction, with the right intention. And I'm very happy, to being honest, to be here with the team and all the situation that we were suffering during the season, and we have to enjoy and prepare the game in the best possible way to win.
All right, thanks, and we're going to right next to you.
Hey, Jonah. Andre Carlisle, District Press, Hey Spirit, Star Sport United, blah, blah. I wanted to ask you about the team and the October 6th game against Orlando. After that game, the players were pretty frustrated. It was a penalty and an own goal, and they said that they hoped they saw Orlando again. And now here we are facing Orlando. How do you manage kind of that sort of maybe propensity to kind of look back and kind of have that revenge? Is that a good thing, or is that something you need to balance throughout training to make sure the team is like fully focused on the game plan?
No, I don't think it's a revenge. Orlando was doing an amazing season. They deserve it, what they were doing so far. They were showing be the best team in this league because they have incredible numbers in terms of everything. And we had to compete against us, especially against us. Why? Because we are capable to win every single game in this league. We won except San Diego and Orlando, but it's not like a revenge. Right now we are completely different if you compare the last two games that we played against them. We grew a lot, attacking, defending, mentality. Physically we are in a good shape right now. All the preparation so far was try to be ready to play off important games, and I don't feel that that we have to compete against Orlando. We know we have to analyze as we do every week, which is the game plan. Try to do that, give your best, and increase the number of chances to win the game.
Thank you.
We'll go to Tom.
Tom Persley, Shea Butter FC. When players come into this league from a league that's on the FIFA calendar, we often talk about the level of fatigue that they have, and your situation is a little bit different in that you had been coaching in a FIFA calendar league, and now you've been essentially coaching for more than 12 months. How, as a coach, do you fight off that mental fatigue and make sure that you're fresh for a match as important as this?
I think it's not about this week. It's all the management that we were doing during and after Olympic Games. I think we did a good job, staff and players. We were not taking any risk with players. We were trying to improve the level of the players during the 5-6 weeks that we had in that preseason. Understanding that Olympic Games players, they had a different situation, so we have to reduce a little bit in terms of mental preparation to make sure that right now they are going to be ready. We did that, and I think in general we did a good job. We were competing games in Summer Cup, but in the end we were training, we were preparing. McKenna, Courtney, Heather, other players that maybe had not so many minutes in the beginning of the season, and right now they are helping us a lot to perform in the way that we are performing so far. So for me, I don't like to put excuse about when you are tired. They have to be too. So everyone is tired in this moment of the season, but the energy is over. So for me, I feel right now the team ready to compete. I don't feel that they have fatigue. We are in our best moment in the season, and tomorrow we have to show why are we here.
Question in the back.
Hi, Jonah. Rowie Haydar, Straight Arrow News. Was just thinking about Orlando's back line and seeing Emily Sams win Defender of the Year and seeing just how good they've been at keeping teams from scoring. What are some of the things that you see them doing that have been some of the biggest challenges for you guys in terms of being able to finish, get the ball in the box, and score?
It's just not about our attacking, it's how we are attacking, how we are making a good balance, how we are defending high, how we are defending mid-block, how we are defending the box, how we are defending transitions, how we are attacking transitions. We have to do a perfect game. We know that they have an impressive defensive line. Sam is one of the best defenders, the best defender in this league. She won the award yesterday, and they didn't concede a lot of goals during the season. I know maybe the last games because they won the league, the Shield Cup, and maybe they concede a little more goals. But in general, they have an amazing team. The defensive line, when they are defending high, mid, and low block, they have good numbers. But we have also good players to try to beat them. And I wouldn't like to emphasize just about the defensive line, it's about the team. If they defend well, it's because they have an amazing team. That's about 11 players. So we need to do a perfect game to have chances to win tomorrow.
All right, we're going to go to Dan.
Dan Lauletta from Equalizer. Jonah, when did you first meet Adrian, and what made you think that it would work to have him as the interim coach?
Who?
Well, Adrian Gonzalez.
Aubrey.
Adrian.
Adrian,
sorry. And
Adrian, for me it's Adri, so sorry.
And what made you think that it would work to have him as the interim while you were still at Barcelona and then take over mid-season?
He did an amazing job. It was not easy for him arriving here. I remember after 2 weeks in the beginning of the preseason, he knew nobody. We were talking a lot, especially in the beginning, to make sure, to create a good base around the players, about training, about the staff, about the day-to-day, and he did an amazing job. I think when I arrived here, everything was clear, understand in terms of roles, players, training session. For sure, every coach is completely different, but I think in general he did an amazing job. And regarding the second question, I never like to put excuse when you arrive in the middle of the season. I could say, okay, I need time but the time is compete, to be ready, the first game that you have to play, and try to win with the tools that you have. I never like to, because that is a symptom of weakness, I think so. And for me, I have the best players. We are in the best moment of the season. We are performing well, and tomorrow we have a big opportunity to show what the team we are and why we are here.
Tamara.
Hi, Jonah. Tamara Griffin. I'm a freelancer. When you reflect on the last few months that you've spent in this league, I'm curious what adjustments you've had to make as a coach coming from a club like Barcelona with this deep history, with this long legacy, even on the women's side, where you can sometimes maybe just point to the crest and everything is explained in terms of what you're fighting for. This is a newer league, a newer club that is trying to build its own legacy with a very young team. So in terms of motivating and inspiring the players, especially before a huge championship like this, how has your approach been different with the Spirit? And generally, what sort of adjustments have you had to make as a coach in this league?
Being honest, I was coaching in a different way if I compare with my last seasons in Barca, because in Barca I was working there the last 6 years. So I knew the players a lot, the mentality, what we had to do every game. We know each other very, very easy. And here I had to do different things in terms of training, because my job is try to exploit, the courtesy of the players that they have, to make sure that they are going to compete and with big chances to give their best every game. Maybe doing different drills, adjusting a little bit the game plan to identify in terms of advantage how we have to play to win. What I would like in the future, maybe I have to do small adjustments, but in general I am very happy in terms of how they were open to listen, learn, grow every day, understand the high performance environment when you are coaching in a professional league that we are living, because for me it's just not about the talent, it's about the mentality out of the pitch. What are you doing every day to recover and be ready for the next day in terms of activation, rotation and everything. And we have to teach them to carry out those small details to make sure that they are going to be ready for the competition. And when you have young players, you need to emphasize a lot on that, create good habits out of the pitch to make sure that into the pitch they are going to be the best. And understanding how they are, everything what they were doing so far. By the way, they are here today competing for a final because they did an amazing job. And then I think in terms of prioritization, I had to modify also my idea. Why? Because championship here is the most important thing. You can win the regular season, but you need to be in your best when you are playing the regular season. In Barca was completely different. You need to be the best during the regular season to be the championship. But here is different. So I had to modify a little bit my. By the way, in the summer I was doing different things, just trying to help the players in the process of training to make sure that we are getting our best today. And I think it's a little bit different, but a big learning also for me.
All right, we've got several questions on the Zoom. We're going to go first to Luis Rodriguez.
Buenas tardes, coach. Luis Rodríguez de la línea por acá. Una temporada el cual tuvo llena de lesiones. Por momentos tuviste que hacer ajustes en la jugadora, poner a jugadoras en diferentes posiciones. ¿Cómo se prepara una estrategia después de todo lo ocurrido en la temporada a 24 horas de enfrentar el mejor equipo de la temporada?
Pues viendo las lesiones, como lo he dicho muchas veces, pero viendo las lesiones como oportunidades para otras jugadoras, oportunidades para, si te toca jugar en una posición diferente, ¿por qué no tomarlo como un reto de poder crecer como futbolista, de tener más recursos, de tener más capacidades, más crecimiento, para tener más opciones para jugar? Creo que las lesiones, aunque pueda parecer, evidentemente, que te debilita porque pierdes a jugadoras importantes, pero siempre he creído enormemente que las lesiones ayudan y dan oportunidades a otras jugadoras, a que tengan que dar un paso adelante, ya no solo a nivel futbolístico, también a nivel de liderazgo. Todo lo que hacen dentro y fuera del campo creo que ha sido muy importante para que ahora mismo puedan estar rindiendo al nivel que está rindiendo, y por eso considero las lesiones parte del proceso para que fuera del campo las que están lesionadas nos puedan ayudar, y las otras que están dentro del campo y quizás tienen menos experiencia tengan que dar un paso adelante y que eso les pueda hacer ser mejores futbolistas.
Y la última, para terminar, ¿qué aspectos del juego de rival considera más importante neutralizar para terminar alzando la copa?
Bueno, es un equipo que domina el juego en corto y el juego en largo, es un equipo que domina las transiciones, es un equipo que domina también la presión alta, el bloque medio, y que defiende muy bien el área. Entonces no me puedo quedar solamente con un aspecto del juego. Como decía antes, tenemos que hacer un partido perfecto. Veo al equipo preparado para hacer un partido perfecto para que podamos tener opciones de ganar mañana.
All right, thanks. Next, we're going to go to Albert Traver. Albert, are you there?
Will you listen to me?
Yes.
Ok. Hola, Jona. Bon dia. Mira, primer et volia preguntar, Orlando és l'equip amb el que heu perdut tots els partits aquesta temporada. L'únic...
Oh, he got.
No escucho ahora, Albert.
Sí?
Ara sí.
Ah, vale. Et deia que és l'únic equip amb el que heu perdut els 2 partits, no? I que has pogut analitzar d'Orlando que hagueu de fer diferent demà perquè el resultat sigui diferent. Això per una banda. I la segona, tu tens experiència ja en aquestes setmanes de finals, no? Què has après al llarg de la teva trajectòria en aquestes setmanes que has pogut aportar a l'equip aquests últims dies?
Respecte a la primera pregunta, crec que l'últim partit van fer moltíssims canvis. Recordo que hi havia jugadores jugant a posicions diferents. El pla de partit pot ser també molt diferent, però crec que van fer un gran partit, realment. És cert que van perdre aquell partit, però jo crec que va ser una molt bona experiència col·lectiva de jugadores que jugaven el seu primer partit com a titulars i el pas endavant que van fer. Per tant, no trauria moltes referències d'aquell dia, perquè crec que era un equip totalment diferent al que som avui. I després, respecte a la segona pregunta, jo crec que sobretot a nivell emocional. A nivell emocional, de quina manera t'has d'apropar a les jugadores, de quina manera has de parlar amb elles, en quines coses hauries de pensar, no? per poder ajudar-les i focalitzar en el que realment és important, que és el partit, i també intentar parlar una mica, no? des d'aquestes experiències personals, de lo afortunats que som, no? de poder viure experiències com aquesta, que al final es tracta només d'un esport, de jugar i de competir per guanyar, però crec que s'ha de gaudir i sobretot s'ha de tenir una tranquil·litat, no? a l'hora de parlar amb les jugadores perquè entenguin que no s'estan jugant res més enllà que un campionat, i ara mateix veig a l'equip molt preparat.
All right, thanks. Last question for the Zoom. John Lupo?
John Lupo from Substack. Jonah, can you just talk about the role that Kyle Hirschfeld will play in the match tomorrow? It seems like sometimes she's more defensive in the midfield, sometimes she plays more aggressively, more forward, higher up the pitch. Partner Amy Sullivan this year, partner Henry Stainbrook. She plays as a lone number 6. Sometimes she's in that 2-person midfield. But the way the game is surely going to evolve tomorrow, can you also talk about how key she'll be with her versatility, being able to play in multiple positions and multiple tactics?
Who is the player? Hal. Thank you. I expected that, but thank you. She's doing an amazing season. I know she scored the last game, but for me, she's a player that she's capable to play in different positions in the middle, attacking and defending. In the beginning of the season, she was defending the diamond like 8, because she has an amazing rhythm after possession to cover miles defending. And right now the role that she's having is be a little more holding midfielder, because after Andy's injury, I think that she's the best player to do a similar role, organizing a little bit the team, leading the team from the middle, being the first pass option to play from center backs, and also because she's a good player when side back players are out of position, she likes to cover a lot of meter, in terms of covers and distance. So I'm very happy because the performance she showed in this season is being amazing. She scored the last game in something that she's not an amazing player, just heading. She's training a lot to improve that. So tomorrow we need her, because right now she's happy, she's performing well, she's ready.
All right, thanks. We're going to come back in the room. First question, Theo?
Hi, Jonah. Theo Lloyd Hughes. There's 1,700 kilometers between DC and Kansas City. We're expecting a few hundred Spirit fans to travel. What does it mean to see fans traveling such a large distance, and do you have a message for them?
A lot. I have to say thank you, all of them, because it's not easy. When you have to move, it's expensive for you in terms of hotels, travels, and also miss your time But I am very happy if they can come here tomorrow and enjoy with the team. We are gonna need them in the same way that we were enjoying the last week against Gotham and Bay FC. They are very, very important for us. So I know it's far away, but they are gonna be here with us. In my experience, all the experience that you have around important games, when the crowd is coming with you, I had the privilege to be around 50,000 persons in Bilbao coming from Barcelona in the Champions League final 6 months ago. That's an amazing experience. In the future, the legacy that you are leaving, what the players are doing around soccer, why the people are coming here, that means a lot. And we need to feel that. We need to be proud of that. We have to say thank you. And we need to give them reasons to be back every season. So we are enjoying a lot these moments, also with the supporters, and we need to make a perfect game tomorrow because they deserve it.
All right, last question right here in the front row.
Emily Olsen, The Athletic. I'm not sure how many kilometers are between Bilbao and where we are now, but I was curious, have you had a chance to reflect on the fact that in May you were lifting a trophy in Spain and now 6 months later you have a chance at another one in a different continent? Like, is that for later, or have you had a chance to kind of understand what this journey has meant for you and your family in the last 6 months?
I was convinced. Do you say convinced or convinced? Convinced or combines? Convinced. Thank you. First time I use it. I was convinced on my decision when I decided to join to Spirit team. On that moment, when you get the trophies, when you win games, when you are happy here, you can say, okay, that was the right decision. But before coming here, I was completely sure and convinced that I have to be here. And I recognize myself that I am very happy because I won a lot of trophies in my past. The last season I won all trophies, and I have other chance to win other trophy in other country. But the most important thing is just not thinking the consequence. I always like to put the focus on the game plan, try to anticipate all F scenarios that maybe can happen during the game, to help the players, to help the team, and then enjoy if we win. But I don't like to think in the consequence. I always like to put the focus in the before the game, during the game, be awake 100% to help the team, to help the players, to make sure that we are gonna give our best, and I have to give my best too, to have chances to win tomorrow. In terms of personal and family, for sure, if we win, it's gonna be a big opportunity to look behind and keep an eye in the decision. In the moment, it was very hard for me as a professional and also as a person. But in the end, we are here today speaking with the media the day before to play the championship final.
All right, thank you, Coach. That is Coach Jonatan Gira ldez, and we'll be back shortly with Ashley Hatch and Tara McKeown. Thanks.
Thank you, guys.